What's up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Grish1.
and today we are back at it answering your questions in another episode of For the Greater
Yeah. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, simply comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And that is what 1975 Steelers fan did. He asks, what is the saddest story in the lore? I burped a little. What is the saddest story in the lore?
The saddest story that I've ever come up against is when I ripped my pants.
When Big Larry came round just to put him down, SpongeBob turned into a clown, and no girl ever wants to dance with a fool who went and his pants.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Mm-hmm. I think the saddest story is Isha's story.
Yeah, that is pretty sad. I shed at least one or two manly tears on that one.
Yeah, she was the goddess of fertility. Mm-hmm. And then during the birth of Slaanesh, she was kidnapped by Nergal. And then Nergal now just has her chained up, and then he's constantly like testing his like nasty diseases and contagions and whatnot.
Yeah, and the thing about Isha is like she can heal herself. So it's like, oh, I got chickenpox. Nope, I'm good. So then Nergal is basically using her as a test subject to see what his concoctions will do. And then when he's like happy enough, he's like, okay, let's spread this over on the like Octavia system. But then Isha kind of whispers the cure to it.
To the Harlequins, and then the Harlequins somehow, hopefully try to, or she like whispers the cure to all people.
Yeah, anybody really.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty sad though. It must suck to be
a god, and then be chained up and treated like crap.
But I'm pretty sure Nergal's like, oh yeah, I rescued you from Slaanesh. And it's like, oh look, I'm giving you all these gifts. So that's in his head, he's probably like the hero.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that. Mm-hmm. So Nergal's just like a psychotic, crazy dude.
Yeah,
like, like a crazy homeless man.
Because like if you look at all his like greater demons and stuff, they're not angry. They're not trying to butcher you. Like his what is it? The beasts of Nergal. They're like puppies. Like that's
they lick you and stuff.
Yeah.
They're
just trying to have a good time. They're here for the good time, not for the long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's your saddest story?
Comment down below.
Mr. Video Game. In the Eye of Terror, time is different. Could this make? What the fuck? In the Eye of Terror, the time is different, and the chaos could make like legions and legions of chaos space marines much more quicker than the loyalist chapters can create a Stardust. Is this an answer or they don't?
Okay, I kind of understand what you're trying to say. So you're saying that in the warp there's no time and space.
Right.
So can't like a chaos warband just constantly like produce or whatever, and then come out and be like, in reality we've been producing for 10,000 years or whatever or more. So time and space cannot be controlled in the warp. So you don't really know.
Right, you can't control, like, it's not like the hyperbolic time chamber where you go in there and it's a certain minute is a certain amount of time.
Exactly.
You could go out, you could go into the warp and come out before you went into the warp.
Mm-hmm. And it's even the chaos gods are like, they don't really know how to manipulate that. They are.
Right.
So that's why they don't do that. Good question though. Next question comes from Colin Swinburne. How much support staff do Space Marines have around them, like nurses, cooks, cleaners, and logistics? So I think the base is 1,000, but there's probably way more. Mm-hmm. Just because
like 1,000 per chapter.
Per chapter, 1,000 per chapter, yeah.
That's like one per Space Marine.
Yep. But there's probably more. Depending on the chapter and depending on the world. Mm-hmm. Because if you're a fleet-based chapter, of course your personnel is going to be smaller than somebody living like in a
monastery.
On a monastery or something. A place where a fortress monastery needs a lot of upkeep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just want to be a janitor.
Yeah.
Bjorn von Horn. How big was the Emperor Schlong when he was alive?
What was it? 12 and a half?
That's still smaller than Jonah Falcon. If you know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
I think he's got like the world record for the longest schlong. It's like 13 and a half.
Oh,
yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, now the more you know, guys.
But girth was in the Emperor's favor.
Mm-hmm. What do you think he's called? Girth 1? I mean, Gershwin. I don't know by experience.
Are you implying that I'm the Emperor? Next question comes from Horseman of Death. Being a fellow Mexican, I'm glad to see my boys doing well.
I literally thought you were going to say like Mac boy or something like that.
Yeah, no, he's a Mexican.
Mexican.
Thanks, man. And my question is, do you think that Tyranids eat for pleasure sometimes? That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, they got to. I mean, when they lose the hive mind and they go to their instinctive behavior, they got to.
They just eat to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Like all animals do that. That's why they got those fat ass cats.
Yeah.
Like the memes of the fat ass cats.
Mm-hmm.
All animals just, Yeah, I think all animals get stimulated from eating, right? I'm not saying like stimulated, but like endorphins are shot in their brain.
Because it's all part of instincts. Because if you don't get stimulated, let's say you hate eating, you're gonna die.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, this is a cool one. Corpse Hill Studios. Do you prefer lots of DACA or getting stuck in with the boys? Currently,
I like both.
Oh shit.
I played a game Friday where I got 90 boys. I teleported 90 boys and they went into combat, and that was beautiful. And then they got, of course, destroyed, because that's what happens with orcs. And then in the background, my Deathcopters were just shooting, and that was a lot of fun. I played a Stampa, and I didn't do shit with it. I paid 1,000 or nearly 1,000 points for the Stampa. Didn't even get a shot in.
Do they hit on 5s?
Yeah, that's why. So, I guess it depends on the unit. Next question. I have one from Alvaro Hernani. Is there any kind of internet in the Warhammer 40K universe? Greetings from Spain.
That's cool. Spain?
España? No, there's no internet because internet... Okay, so there is internet, but there's like per world. Like Terra probably has an internet, but it's not going to be the same type of internet as like Necromunda or like another industrialized world, because the way that humans communicate through space is the warp and astropaths. So there is no like astropathic version of Wi-Fi in 40K. At least not that I know of.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
There is LimeWire though.
I mean, you get some fire-ass music, but you're gonna have viruses.
Oop, I pressed emergency. I'm not trying to make an emergency call. Alright, next question.
This one's by Stoil Grigoriev. Who has more wins in a one-on-one between you guys in the tabletop? The Sound Alchemist or Gershwin? I take a lot of L's, dude.
We don't really play one-on-one, though. When's the last time we played one-on-one? Like you and me.
The last time I remember it was like at least a year or two ago.
Oh, we were in my garage.
Yeah, I was using the Storm Surge for the very first time, and it just like obliterated you.
Oh, yeah, and that was 7th edition.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that was like a...
Very one-sided.
Yeah, very, very one-sided.
Very,
it was like...
I mean, we recorded it and everything, but it was just... It wasn't even fun to watch.
No, the quality was pretty bad because I recorded it in my
garage. And then, like, the sun was coming down and it was casting shadows.
And then my dog would bark. And the bird would chirp.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
But, I mean, in general, you've won more in 40K than I have.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Because you guys fight amongst yourselves and then you guys leave the poor little orcs.
Yeah, because we usually do, like, everybody against everybody, like 1v1v1 or 2-on-2s, and we kind of leave the orcs for last. And they ended up, what's the saying? Sweeping the blanket off our feet or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what the saying is.
Looting.
Next
question comes from Bichu. What are the biggest lessons, philosophies to be learned from Warhammer? So, I guess Nergal... The lore behind Nergal is pretty interesting because it like teaches you the idea that you overcome negative things. No, once you overcome negative things, things that come in the future are less
Less
bad.
impactful.
Yeah, less impactful. Because like what it is that like Nergal will come to you when you're dying of, let's say, AIDS. He'll let you survive AIDS, but then he's gonna come in with some other disease that's gonna like make your stomach explode or something like that.
But
you won't die.
At least it's not AIDS, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what it is. You just keep building like a strength and a tolerance, but in reality, you're at the end, you're just like a ball of mush, like grossness.
So basically, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah,
But not
in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Stoicism.
Mhm.
The Space Marines doing their thing.
Stagnation, I feel, is very, very, like, it's a topic that covers a lot of things. Because, like, the Imperium... the Imperium didn't, like, progress technologically. Like, they're very xenophobic. They stick to their old ways. They kind of build walls around themselves, and they're very closed-minded. And it's like, a lot of these races are that way, except for like the Tau. But like even the Tau, they're being brainwashed. So that's another thing. But like I don't know. I feel like that's something that's very prominent.
Yeah, I like that.
No, you don't.
Yeah, because like you can even take that into today. Like most societies are like, whenever you look at the societies of like the past, you can see that their downfall became that they became. Or it was that they became like internalized. Like the Imperium says, only trust the Imperium, only trust humanity, that will get you through. When in reality, it's just building stagnation and it's slowly corrupting. Same thing with the Eldar, same things with
that's true.
the Orcs.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like a nation that doesn't do that and wants to go out and like trade and whatnot, the Tau, they're up to their what, 6th sphere expansion, 5th sphere?
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's like build bridges.
Don't burn them.
Mm-hmm.
Last question.
Silenced games. Why do citizens of the Imperium fall easily to chaos?
Because the Imperium sucks. Check out our 40 horrible realities of the Imperium. And you'll learn why.
Isn't it of the citizen? No.
Oh yeah, Imperial Citizen, right?
Imperial citizen, yeah.
And then ultimately because the gifts that the Chaos Gods give people are awesome.
Right. It's like you see those more readily than like praise the Emperor, he'll protect you. But like you're in a hive city, overpopulated, overcrowded. When you can like praise Khorne, and you'll become like bloody, and you'll get
Strong.
You'll get stronger right away.
Yeah. But yeah, those were the questions for today. If you have more questions for us, comment down below.
That is right, guys. As always, put question for your question because we get to those first. And if you don't have a question, like somebody's question so that'll move higher on the list and we'll get to that question.
Yes.
As always,
This is Gershwan.
Sound Alchemist. We're out of here.